But they don't see the president in White House, so they can come. But when they see a policeman there, they don't. And these are like policemen, these devatas. And how powerful they are? A yakshini would be million times powerful, million times vibratory than us. Million times. Yakshini, closest yakshini. These are much higher than them. And she is trillion vibration. So essentially, we are all just vibrations. And science agrees now without anything. Even this has vibration. It may be just one because it's inanimate. We think it's inanimate, but we don't know it. Reality is. But it has trillion atoms in it. And each atom has proton, neutron, electron. And they move speed of light. They think, they communicate, they have quantum entanglement. So can I really call it inanimate if that is that much knowledgeable, that much ability it has, move speed of light and communicate. It communicates with other, what we call inanimate. There's nothing is inanimate. Anything which she has created as animation, but we can't perceive. Some of it we can, but as we get closer, now they found boson, they say that's a God particle. In other words, that is the biggest particle in the universe. But that is not. They'll keep on finding smaller and smaller, subtler and subtler. They will keep on building that super colliders, longer and bigger. They can clash the atoms more, and they'll find smaller ones. Ultimately, what would be the smallest one? Would be pure consciousness. That won't be a particulate. And they won't find out probably next few hundred years that is the ultimate God particle, and she is all of that. So science and spirituality would merge. Right now it is, because we understand many things, many spiritual facts by science, by the use of gadgets. But the gadgets we use are primitive. And the senses we have is very primitive. The 5 senses we have, they're very primitive. They're not highly advanced. The Kundalini energy is advanced. But any other senses, they're very rudimentary. Eyes, ears, heart, lung, kidneys, they're very rudimentary. So as time goes on, as evolution goes on, but this is physical evolution. So today, we think of Karthikeya, and Visakam is his nakshatra, and his sources came from Pleiades, and the 6 mothers is part of mother who nurtured him and let him grow into a warrior where he identified the most powerful asuras in us and slayed. And none of the asuras we talk about, thousands of them, none of them are totally destroyed. In other words, they exist, but they are diluted trillion times because they have to exist. Because without asura, there are no devas. So these cosmic energies, ultimately mother would come and kill the toughest ones. Srimurtis will do whatever they can. Some of them they can't, and she would come as Durga, as Chandi, as Mahakali, and she would help destroy. But the word is wrong word. None of them can be destroyed completely. All the asuras will be mitigated trillion times, so that we can confront them. Otherwise the power is so much, we cannot even comprehend that power, and we cannot withstand them. So they diminish the energy, but leave a teeny bit. So we have to think of Karthikeya on that day when his energy came, like he said, they are eternal. That's why our temple is called Eternal Mother Temple, and she is the Eternal Mother. And everything else comes from Nada and Bindu, and even before Nada and Bindu, there is Spanda. Spanda is fundamental. Then it starts oscillating. At one level, Nada emanates. Then the Bindu is light, Nada is sound. So that's the creative. You see the Sri Chakra I'm looking at. That's a very secretive cosmic map of the universe. Universe has 2 aspects. The physical universe is all we see. There is a conscious universe, which is what is most important. But that is not visible. That's like physiology. Universe is anatomy. So what I'm referring to is physical universe. In a conscious universe, mother would represent 35-40%, dark energy, dark mass. What is visible universe only 4 or 5%. That's what we call as universe, physical universe. So understand, physical universe is different than conscious universe. Conscious universe is our part of spirituality. That is conscious universe. Physical universe alone is only 4 or 5%. What is the rest? 1/3 or 40% would be Mahamari. Rest of it, strangely, is Ayyappa. You hear all stories about Ayyappa, but Ayyappa is a fundamental energy. Like mother is fundamental energy, she's dark energy. He represents dark mass. That's why, there is no unique mantras, he doesn't need anything. Just show total surrender and reverence, he grants you. That's why Ayyappa is very intense. And mother is very intense because they don't need anything. Mantras are needed because we are traveling. To travel to a higher level of consciousness, you do need to invoke certain cosmic energies. And they are mantric aspect. Mantras are mystical vibratory sounds which are codified. And there are 10,000 of them. And our Maharishis, as Sabdarishis, started it. And there are 10,000 rishis we have had. And many of them are women. 20% of them are women Maharishis. Lobamitra, there's so many of them. So they've given us all the secretive methodology with which we can go above human. That's the key point. We finish up as human, and many of you probably will finish up soon. Your level of evolution will be higher. And of course the grace, you have to have the grace and the level of wisdom. And most people I see, you people have really traveled a lot and traveled long and come close to a point where she can give you her house for you to experience and explore her, and this is her house. And again, our path is very, very complex. That's the reason why Sankara made it very simple, Ramanuja, they all made it very simple. But actually primordial religion is very complex. I'm talking about pre-Vedic. I'm talking about 20,000 years, 30,000 years, 40,000 years, long before Vedic period started. But those are all gone because Pralaya and Ice Age 12,000 years ago, we know only after that. So all our thing goes back to 5,000 years, 10,000 years. But actual reality is 30, 40,000 years. Now scientifically they are showing. They haven't proved. And many civilization is a repetition. Pralaya is a repetition. It goes on. The yugas, repetition. It comes back again. They go into cycle. All this mystical thing, she would teach through the mantras, through the Kundalini awakening. Most of you, your Kundalini is awakened. Why do I say that? Very simple. Without Kundalini awakening, you won't be a human. Any human, Kundalini awakened, but it's in Mooladhara. It is staying in the lowest possible level. Then we have to take it up to the 6 centers, and then once you take it to Sahasrara, the gnosis comes, the knowledge comes, then we are ready to next loka, Devaloka. Then your vibration improves, or your primitive organs are not needed, are they ready? Okay. So I'll stop here. So today you remember Bhoga Maharishi, Agastya Maharishi, Lobamutra, and of course Karthikeya as the mightiest of the generals to protect us from the onslaught of the asuric energies. Thank you.